Yeah, sir. I'll just be. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. I'll be there. Yes, sir. Yeah. Splendor is a name known to almost every household in India. In fact, it's so popular that if one was to step outside his house, it's almost impossible to not come across a dozen of these bikes. And the reason for the success and the popularity of the Splendor was simple. It was a 100cc commuter that was easy to maintain, easy to ride, gave a great fuel efficiency and came at a very cheap price. But even after being such a solid product, it needed an update because with the advancement of technology and internet being available to everyone, everyone was becoming intellectual. So Hero had to make their Splendor smarter, and what they did was they came out with the Hero Splendor iSmart 110. My name is Aakash and this is the Motown India show, and in today's episode we will be reviewing the Hero Splendor iSmart 110. When you look at the new Splendor 110, you can almost mistake it for a completely different bike, and that's because it looks nothing like the old version. It looks much more contemporary and much more sleek in its designing. You get new dual-tone graphics, sleek looking, stylish turn indicators at the front and at the rear. You also have a nice looking sporty split grab rail right here. You get nice rear view mirrors which are designed well, and they are also very practical as they provide a good view of the rear. While it may not turn too many heads, we do feel that compared to the previous version, this one definitely looks much better. While on the looks front, this bike definitely looks smart, the real smartness, however, lies in its features, and the highlight being this i3S system. It stands for Hero's Smart Start-Stop System. What this i3S system does is that it saves your fuel. There's a blue button right here, big blue button, and you can toggle it on and off. And if you put it on, then when you idle your bike for more than 5 seconds in neutral, it'll cut off the engine, thus saving your fuel. And when you have to start again, you don't have to press the power start button. All you have to do is pull the clutch and it'll bring the engine back to life. Now, while this saves fuel, it also is a very handy feature, and it saves you one step of actually having to press a button to switch on your bike. Another smart feature on this bike is AHO. AHO stands for Automatic Headlamp On, and what this does is when you switch on your bike, the headlamp is always on. There is no toggle to switch off the headlamp. You only get a high beam and a low beam, but this keeps the headlamp always on. It's a very good safety feature because a lot of times people forget to switch on their headlamps at night, and that can cause some serious accidents. This can hopefully save a lot of lives.
The new Splendor is powered by a 110cc engine rather than a 100cc one. This 110cc engine puts out a respectable 9 horsepower at 7500 rpm and 9 Nm of torque at 5500 rpm. The Splendor iSmart 110 is zippy when tackling the congested city roads, and acceleration comes easy till about 45 to 50 km per hour, after which you start to feel the dip in acceleration. Cruising on highways at 60 to 65 km per hour would be a pleasurable experience, but you can go all the way up to 87 km per hour if you like. But beware that you will feel the bike struggle at such high speeds. While the 4-speed transmission is good under city conditions, people who travel on highways will miss the presence of a 5th gear as it eats up the first 3 gears rather quickly. Maneuvering the bike is pretty easy as well, thanks to its aerodynamic design and lightweight of 115 kgs. There is also 165mm ground clearance, so you can be assured that the bike won't bottom out in most situations. The 130mm drum brake in the front and the 110 drum in the rear do a decent job of decelerating and stopping the bike, but they could have done with a bit more bite, or Hero could have included an option to add a front disc. You get a telescopic fork suspension in the front and an adjustable swing arm in the rear. The suspension is slightly stiff and we did not have any gripes with it. The tires are thin and make for some great cornering experience, although one must be careful that if you push too hard, you might slip as well.
The meter console you get on the Splendor iSmart 110 is a semi-digital one. You have a digital meter to show you your distance covered and a trip meter, and you have a button to reset the trip meter as well. The center has a big analog speedometer, and on the left is the analog fuel indicator. There is also a side stand indicator. The fit and finish on the bike is pretty good. It's sort of minimalistic, but it gets the job done. The buttons are easy to press and everything is pretty much within reach. We especially like the elongated handlebars. It really gives the bike a good feel. So can this new smart Splendor carry on the Splendor legacy? By all means, yes. And Hero has not only updated their Splendor bike, but it has also subconsciously pushed the Indian consumer, the average Indian consumer looking for mileage, looking for cost-effective products, to move from the 100cc to the 110cc segment. And we really appreciate this move. At 53,530 rupees ex-showroom Delhi, this bike is definitely worth every penny that you spend on it. In fact, it's so popular that if you step out of your house, it's almost impossible for you not to come across a dog. And another one. Shoo, go, no. कुत्ते ही प्यार करते हैं मुझसे और कोई नहीं. The best way that I can describe the performance of the SR150 is by calling it an agile leopard. This 150cc engine puts out 11.4 Newton meters at 5,000 RPM and 10.4 horsepower at 6,750 RPM.